Hello, and welcome to the Pinterest Predicts webinar. Today's goal is to introduce you to the 2025 Pinterest Predicts report and help you start activating these trends in your marketing. My name is Stacy Malone. I'm the VP of Global Business Marketing here at Pinterest. I'm joined today by Sydney, Senior Manager on our Brand Research team, and Anastasia, Marketing Manager on our Global Business Marketing team. Here's our agenda today. First, we'll discuss why Pinterest is the place for trends. And for the most exciting moment of the day, we'll introduce you to the actual 2025 trends. Next, we'll walk you through the steps for activating in your marketing strategy. And since these trends are already helping brands reach and connect with their audiences, we'll show you a recent case study too. Pinterest is the place for trends. Trends, they're everywhere. Who remembers Tomato Girl aesthetic? How about those tasty glazed donut nails? Or the infamous mob wife aesthetic? Cozy cardio, anyone? How about any or all of these? You get the point. A lot has changed when it comes to trends and how we interact with them, both as consumers and marketers. Trends are rising at a rapidly accelerating pace, making it difficult to keep up. And the sheer volume makes knowing which ones are worth investing in harder than ever. The rise in popularity and use of short-form video content may be to blame. It's never been easier for people to create this type of content as well as to consume it. As a marketer, you're expected to keep up with today's biggest trends and even anticipate the next ones coming. But this constant stream of creation and consumption fuels a cycle that makes it difficult for advertisers to find real value from content that feels, well, disposable and fades just as quickly as it appears. For example, you all remember those very demure, very mindful videos? Who didn't get an email this summer from a brand playing off this trope? And I don't know about you, but I was still seeing subject lines long after the trend was over. Trends need to be culturally relevant to best connect with your audience. So what's the solution? Well, enter Pinterest Predicts, our annual not yet trending report that highlights some of the breakout trends we're seeing. Now, unlike most trends that arise on other platforms, trends that manifest on Pinterest aren't here one day and gone the next. They have real staying power. That's because they're audience-driven. Pinterest Predicts trends are identified from the unique search patterns of over 500 million monthly active users, coming here to thoughtfully plan what's next for them, their next meal, their next look, their next trip. Not the whim of a single individual or influencer with something immediate to gain, like views or followers. And this audience-led approach works. For the past 5 years, half a decade, 80% of the trends that we've called have come true. But they've done more than just come true. They've continued to grow. For example, 6 months into 2024, 8 in 10 Pinterest Predicts trends continued to grow across search, saves, and shopping on our platform. But it doesn't stop there. We can now connect the value of our trends to how audiences engage with them. That's because people on Pinterest aren't passively scrolling. They're leaned in and engaging with these trends, using them to manifest a life they love. It's their unique behavior on Pinterest that makes trends here more valuable for you, more authentic, more durable, and more actionable than on other digital platforms. So how do we forecast trends? Well, first, we analyze the keywords for billions of Pinterest searches. Then we use visual search technology to spot patterns. With a boost from machine learning, our team starts identifying emerging trend clusters. And then a third-party partner reviews the working list to ensure inclusivity and global representation. As a final step, we gut check growth potential. We use a mix of predictive analytics and platform engagement signals to ensure the trends have real staying power. There's several benefits to advertisers. Trends on Pinterest are more authentic, allowing you to connect meaningfully with your audience. Trends on Pinterest are more durable, allowing you to invest in trends for longer. And trends on Pinterest are more actionable, allowing you to drive action across the full funnel. Pinterest offers a space for inspiration, curation, and authenticity, separate from the overwhelming pace and pressure that can exist on some other platforms. Because on Pinterest, trends, well, they're all about you. Pinterest provides a wide range of visual examples and ideas related to a single trend, meaning people can interact with and experience the same idea in ways that feel most true to them, not the masses. It's not about influence on Pinterest, it's about self-discovery. That's why Pinterest users are 46% more likely to say they use Pinterest for seeking trend examples and inspiration in comparison to users of other platforms. Brands can tap into the authenticity found on Pinterest and connect meaningfully with an audience. Pinterest users are 18% more likely to say that our trends feel relevant to them versus users on other platforms, and we're really proud of that. While the life cycle of a trend has shortened across the internet, trends that originate on Pinterest are steadier and remain popular for longer. Brands that invest in Pinterest trends on Pinterest are getting twice as long of a runway for their content, meaning more time and more opportunities to tap into these trends and unlock business results. That's because our audience is engaging with them for an extended period, perpetuating a cycle of discovery, curation, and purchase. For example, we saw this story play out with Tropic Like It's Hot, one of Pinterest Predict's 2024 trends. Initially introduced as primarily a food trend, Pinterest users revisited it over the course of months, discovering new ways to welcome Tropic Like It's Hot into their lives, from travel inspiration to home and party decor. Pinterest users aren't just searching for our trends, they're acting on trend-related content. That's because monthly Pinterest users are more likely to be trend shoppers versus just passive observers. In 2023, clicks and saves of shoppable pins grew 50%, and year-over-year checkouts of Pinterest Predict's 2024 pins have grown an impressive 683%. This significant increase in conversions demonstrates that Pinterest users are willing to do more than view and save our trends. They're ready to buy them. Take Hot Metals, for example, one of last year's trend predictions. On average, engagement heated up year over year across trend-related pin saves and clicks amongst all demographics. We even saw clicks on product pins related to metal dresses increase over 1,000%. An impressive rise that shows our audience's interest in shopping the trend continues on Pinterest even months after the trend was called. All right, out of these 4 trends from last year's report, which do you think grew the most in 2024? Just think about the answer. Give you a few seconds here. Well, it was Eclectic Grandpa. Pinterest Predict's 2024 penned and forecasted Eclectic Grandpa as a trend where Gen Z and boomers would transform the fashion landscape, blending retro streetwear, chic cardigans, and customized clothing into an expressive and eccentric wardrobe. Over the past 24 months, global web mentions related to Eclectic Grandpa have grown by 127% year over year. As you can see, this trend has even been deemed one that was defining 2024. Next up in our webinar, let's actually meet the trends. Then we'll provide some tactical tips on how to apply Pinterest Predicts trends to your business. And finally, we'll take a look at how some brands are incorporating these trends and seeing success. And now I'll pass it over to Sydney to share those trends. Sid?
Amazing. Thank you so much, Stacy. Now let's meet our Pinterest Predicts 2025 trends.
Está de moda, esta moda es mía, no te toca. Quieres lo que tengo, se te nota. Me miro mejor que tú en la pasarela con actitud. Ups, me miro mejor que tú, desde el maquillaje hasta los shoes.
Now, as you can see, this year's trends span across several verticals, including food and beverage, home, fashion, beauty, travel, and so much more. And many of these trends are also considered cross-vertical, and we've seen clients apply trends in very unexpected ways. And now, without further ado, let's dive deeper into our 10 trend predictions that you can get ahead of today. Hear ye, hear ye. Medieval is having a moment with Gen Z and millennials. Their house is their castle. Their aesthetic is epic. The castle core trend will adorn homes and fashion in royal influences like chainmail, rubies, and drapery with headdresses all throughout the land. It's a comeback of the highest order. Now, if you're a fashion brand, ask creators to medievalize a standard look with Gothic-inspired accessories and pieces. And if you're a home brand, present a Get the Look showcase ad with accessories that elevate a room from ordinary to opulent. Think of floor-to-ceiling drapery and tassels on everything. And if you want to amplify, host a permanent jewelry pop-up with options for antique and Gothic charms or tiny gems. Tasting notes, dark, sweet, and such a vibe. In 2025, everything will be cherry coated. Cherry martinis, cherry bedrooms, and even cherry cars. It's even making its way into Gen Z's and millennials' makeup mood boards too. Get ready for Tarte to have your heart in 2025. Now, if you are a beauty brand, work with creators to show penners how to land the perfect shade of cherry red hair at home or at the salon. Now, if you're an auto brand, show off all the features of a 2025 model in cherry red, of course. And if you want to amplify, create 5 senses pop-up experiences where people will see, smell, hear, taste, and touch all things cherry. Meet the rebels with a cause. Going green will be the way of life for boomers and Gen X in 2025. Literally rooted in sustainable living, this anti-dystopian terra futura trend will breathe new life into living spaces and fashion with self-sufficient gardens. Solar punk fits in living, breathing community spaces. And the best part, this eco-living aesthetic will bring some seriously cool sci-fi vibes. Now, if you are a home brand, introduce Green Curious penners to Chaos Gardening. Use a showcase to feature bright blooms from seed or share tips to set gardeners up for beginner's luck. If you are a fashion brand, highlight sustainable material lines, eco-friendly practices, or upcycling programs in high-style curated collections. And if you want to amplify, own Fashion Week moments in unexpected places such as parks, lakes, and roof terraces. Turn them into sustainable dreamland with greenery materials, cross-fabric mixes, and DIY flower bouquets. POV, you're in your Sea Witch era. This iridescent trend will be making serious waves in the beauty space. This year, dark siren makeup, wavy wet hair, and sea-inspired nails will be a part of our world as Gen Z and millennials dive headfirst into this sultry aesthetic. Now, if you are a beauty brand, dive into showcase ads to highlight different bewitching looks inspired by the phases of the moon or rising tide. If you are a travel brand, reframe the traditional beach vacation as a sea witch escape. Expand into the off season where cooler beach temps just match the dark witchy vibe. And if you want to amplify, summon a creator coven for a pop-up pool party where they'll be able to explore your latest sea witch inspired products. Gone are the days of Pinterest perfect cakes. Maybe you've seen the celeb crush cake take off on social media, but in 2025, it's getting even wackier. Boomers and Gen X are all in on silly cakes, funny cakes for friends, and rat cakes. Yes, that is a thing. These sweet treats are unafraid to be brutally themselves, and we love them for it. Now, if you're a food brand, embrace the chaos. Use Pinterest carousel ads to reveal step-by-step quirky cake designs, inspiring pinners to add unique twists as they swipe through. Now, if you're a beauty brand, channel the chaos cakes trend with a playful makeup tutorial inspired by quirky cakes and bring this to life on the platform via creators using idea ads. And if you want to amplify, a food brand could host a baking workshop in collaboration with local pastries, guiding participants in baking and decorating their own chaotic cake masterpiece. The sweet taste of nostalgia. Now, this trend is all about giving your old school soda pop a modern twist. Gen Z and millennials are exploring their creativity at the soda fountain and driving the return of the cream soda aesthetic. Go ahead, give your traditional float a radical makeover in 2025 and top it off with a cherry if you dare. Now, if you're a beverage brand, this is the year to float new flavors and collabs. Go big with a board complete with aesthetics, food pairings, and travel destinations inspired by the flavor. If you're an alcohol brand, make the classic soda float truly rebellious with a grown-up twist on standard recipes, from batch-made punches to sidecar liqueur shot floats. And if you want to amplify, bring a rebel vibe to a summer ice cream truck or parlor pop-up shop by pairing local frozen favorites with novel soda flavors. Add a pin code to your signage to promote an at-home recipe board. Now, you heard it here first. Pickle is the new olive. This 2025 trend is not about pickling. It's about the ingredient pickle being used in new and interesting ways. Gen X and millennials are driving this trend, searching for everything from pickle fries to fried pickle dip, and my personal favorite, pickle de gallo. Now, if you are a food brand, get pickling with Pinterest carousel taste turner ads. Swipe left for an interesting sweet pickle recipe or right for an unexpected savory idea. Now, if you're a home brand, there's even more reasons to be craving pickles in 2025. Help expecting parents prepare for their newborn with pickle-inspired nursery ideas and designs. And if you want to amplify, ice cream trucks are so 2024. It's time to take pickles on the road with a Pinterest trend-inspired treats from your brand's own pickle truck. Seeing double, it's not just you. Coordinated fits are in 2025. Gen Z and boomers are looking to collab with their besties and their beaux on outfits that are playfully in sync. From matching nails and bracelets to entire matching outfits, it's not about being style carbon copies. Now, if you're a beauty brand, go all in with matching hairstyles and makeup, from same colored ribbons to identical haircuts and color. It's all about twinning this year. Now, if you're a home brand, inspire with all things 20. Think mirror sets, repetitive table decor, and matching patterns with your wardrobe. Turn your house into your bestie. And if you want to amplify, create a home decor lookbook showcasing all matching details and favorite twinning moments. In 2025, people are bringing the fantastical into their fetes. Think surreal dinner party tablescapes with curvy candlesticks, fanciful flowers, and gravity-defying centerpieces. Gen X and boomers are behind this out-of-this-world party trend. Now, if you're a celebrations brand, give pinners all new super eclectic theme party ideas. Underwater tea party, galactic garden brunch. Go big with the ideas and the decor to pay them off. Now, if you're a home brand, use visual edits like wavy focus video intro, stretched out text overlay, or an endless loop of a table setting to make small tabletop decor more otherworldly. And if you want to amplify, produce a limited edition printed guide to hosting a surreal soiree, distributed it in store in the style of a traditional etiquette book. Now, people are looking for ways to bring a sense of playfulness into their homes in 2025. Gen Z and Gen X are looking at their rooms as canvases, eager to turn their grown-up spaces into homey havens with hand-painted wall patterns, door murals, and high contrast trim. It's time to let your inner child shine. Now, if you're a home brand, inspire, paint, play. Like before and afters and hand-painted stripes, bland trim turned high contrast, or a range of high pigmented paint colors to unlock creativity. If you're a hobbies brand, lay out essentials for a coaster painting craft project. Use collections to set up the project idea and feature shoppable supplies and product tiles. And if you want to amplify, home improvement brands could host in-store workshops on DIY customization and personalization, like refinishing or painting found pieces. Okay, now out of the 4 trends on this slide, castlecore, cherry-coated, terrafortura, sea witchery, which one is your favorite? Use the polling feature in the webinar setting to provide your answer. All right, let's see the results. Seems like everyone's going for cherry coated this year. That is so exciting. Now check out the full list of 20 trends with this QR code or at pinterestpredicts.com. And now I'll pass to Anastasia to take us through how to activate on trends you heard today.
Thank you, Sydney. Now that you've seen these trends, I hope it's inspired some creative thinking. We often get asked, how do I activate these trends across my campaigns? The trends are interesting, but how do they translate to real marketing strategies? You asked, and we're here to provide 4 tactical ways to activate on these trends. Firstly, choose the right trend or trends for your business. Pinterest Predict trends are versatile, and they work across industries. Firstly, consider trends that align to your brand aesthetic and products. That's easy. Maybe one of the trends today seemed like the perfect fit, then go for it. Or you can take it a step further by exploring unexpected connections with a surprising trend. It may help you resonate with a new audience. So let's look at how some examples could apply the Rococo revival trend, a trend that's all frills and no chill, an ultimate feminine and opulent trend that draws inspiration from the late Baroque period. First, a travel brand could easily promote museum exhibits featuring Rococo art or decor. What about food and bev? Food and beverage brands could use Premier Spotlight to serve ideas for an opulent dinner party. Or how about a financial services brand? FinServ brands could share tips for how to live like a queen, but on a more realistic budget. One trend seen 3 different ways. Tip 2, sharpen your creative strategies. To activate on the trends, work cross-functionally across your organization to get the whole team involved. Trends can infuse all aspects of your business, from creative to targeting keywords to product catalogs and even in-store events. Add a fresh spin to your ad creative. You can build entire concepts around a trend, use it to inspire storytelling, design, or even final creative production. Or borrow hints of a trend to shape your aesthetic, like a specific color palette, iconography, or imagery. You can also tailor your targeting with trends. You can use the sample keywords we provide for each trend that you might have seen on those trend pages to inspire your own targeting strategy and run ads against trending keywords. You can also apply the trends beyond Pinterest. Use the trends to inspire your next marketing event, in-store promo, or pop-up shop. So let's think about what this looks like on Pinterest too. Actionable content on Pinterest can also optimize your lower funnel results. Explore shopping tools like product pins, shopping ads, promotions. You can also use multi-asset formats like carousels or collections, or give people more to explore. Or you can run campaigns for lower funnel objectives like clicks and conversions, those big metrics that we all love. You can take advantage of our expanded performance marketing suite to help you reach your goals here. So let me ask the group, using the poll feature in the webinar, answer this question. Out of the 3 lower funnel actions we just discussed, which one do you plan on using in the future? We're always curious to know more from you. Answer 1, explore shopping tools, use multi-asset formats, take advantage of performance plus campaign objectives, or all of the above. Okay, let's take a look at the results. All of the above. Wow, you guys are all doing, A+. Everybody's doing well. So let's lean into tip 3. Tip 3 is all about seasonal opportunities to give your business an added boost. As people start to plan summer vacations, jump on the peak travel trend to highlight budget-friendly hotel stays, or as the weather turns colder, use the mix and maximalist trend to inspire layered looks. You might remember that these trends can last all year long. And finally, consider a full trend sponsorship. Take the plunge, see witchery pun intended. An official trend sponsorship unlocks a premium partnership between your brand and Pinterest, giving you exclusive co-marketing privileges to a specific trend on Pinterest for a full year. You can gain creative production support with templates and assets for marketing, just like the trend badge that you see here. Great. So now that you know how to activate trends, let's take a look at some real-world examples for how brands boosted performance with Predicts Trends. We have 5 great case studies to share with you today. We'll look at Wayfair's omni-channel campaign featuring Jazz Revival. We'll look at how Bumble and Bumble used both collages for advertisers and 2 trends last year, Blue Beauty and Make It Big. We'll see how Walmart exclusively owned the trend Eclectic Grandpa. And we'll take a look at how Siemens used the Pinterest Predicts Cafe Core trend to position itself as a leading brand amongst coffee lovers. And finally, how Liverpool adopted the hot metals trend for its There's no rules in fashion campaign. Great, so let's take a look. Wayfair Professional wanted interior designers to know that they offer all the right trends for creating dream homes. To build awareness and engagement within the interior design community, they put trends front and center. Their omni-channel campaign featured the 2024 trend Jazz Revival and spanned a wide range of strategies on Pinterest and off, from creator content to live events and in-store displays. The content struck all the right chords, and a brand lift study revealed the creator content drove 5.4-point lift in ad recall and 8.4-point lift in brand favorability. Bumble and Bumble were seeking to drive awareness and site traffic. They worked with the Pinterest creator to create collages that helped them cut and remix their own campaign into visual and shoppable format. To make a bigger impact, they actually leveraged 2 trends, Blue Beauty and Make It Big, and this resulted in an incredible 31% lift in OCTR compared to the previous year, and an incredible 64% lift in Gen Z OCTR. Always a plus. Walmart wanted to reach Gen Z shoppers and took advantage of this eclectic grandpa trend. They showcased the trend with an array of eye-catching pins using max width videos, branded collages to capture the attention of their style-savvy shoppers, along with collection ads to make ad content shoppable. The content featured outfit inspiration, staple pieces, and they used sponsored idea ads to position themselves at the center of Gen Z feeds. And it worked. As a result, they saw 34% of their impressions were from Gen Z, their key audience, and they also saw that 98% of conversions were attributed to the views of those specific collage ads that they made. Great. So now we're taking it over to France. By capitalizing on the Pinterest Predicts Cafe Core trend in France, Siemens boosted consideration and demand for a new coffee machine among their specific coffee enthusiasts. This Pinterest campaign helped Siemens achieve remarkable results, including a 43% decrease in cost per click compared to previous year. By participating in the Cafe Core trend on Pinterest, Siemens aligned its message with a consumer insight, which positioned itself as a leading brand in the eye of coffee lovers everywhere. And now, one last case study to close us out today. Liverpool in Mexico is one of the most recognized fashion brands in Mexico. They wanted to stand out as a trending leader and recognizes for its focus on authenticity and fashion without restrictions to generate a deep emotional connection with a diverse audience. To realize its vision, Liverpool adopted the Pinterest Predicts Hot Metals trend to tie in There's No Rules in Fashion campaign. The Pinterest activation not only captured attention, but changed the public's perception of the brand. With the help of the Premier Spotlight ads, Liverpool achieved a 6% lift in brand association and a 4.5 increase in purchase intent among men. In the 25 to 34 age group, brand awareness grew by a remarkable 9.1%, positioning them as a leader. So as you can see, with these case studies, Pinterest Predicts Trends can have a huge impact on your campaign performance. So now it's time to boost yours. Let's look at some learning resources to help you get started. This will begin to close out our educational portion of our webinar today. If you want to learn more about everything Pinterest, you can check out our short 15 to 20-minute Pinterest Academy online courses that include the new Pinterest Trend Solutions course for you today, and you can grow at your own pace at any time. Thank you everyone for joining our session today. Before we jump into Q&A, I'd like to hear your feedback. Please scan the QR code here to start the survey, fill out a form, let us know how we did today and what more you'd like to hear from us in the future. And when you fill out the form, you'll also get special access to a Pinterest Predicts activation guide to help you get started on your journey. Great. So we will now open it up to Q&A. Please submit your questions if you haven't already using the Q&A tool, and we'll start to read them off to our panelists, Sydney and Stacy, today. Okay, let's get started. The first questions are on trend predictions. So I'll pass this over to Sydney. Sydney, our first question, how accurate were the previous trend predictions?
Yes, great question. So over the last 5 years, 80% of the predictions we've made have come true. That really means that they've just continued to see sustained growth well into the following year that we predicted them for.
Great. And then another question for you, Sydney. Are these predictions relevant to other social media platforms, or are they exclusive to Pinterest?
Yes, we do see evidence of trends growing beyond Pinterest. As we shared today, over the past 24 months, Global Web Mentions related to one of our 2024 trends, Eclectic Grandpas, have actually grown by 127% year over year. So definitely relevant across multiple platforms.
Great, thank you. And we're getting a lot of questions on how brands can apply these to their advertising. So this is a question for you, Stacy. How can businesses get ahead of trends and apply the latest trends to their marketing?
Yeah, well, as I mentioned earlier, marketers are really expected to know what's next, and it's very hard to identify what is like a durable trend. And it's one of the things we hear a lot from our partners and customers is that they're kind of twisting themselves into knots to try to move super quick. And then when they do, the fad is like already dated by the time they activate. And, you know, there's nothing worse than activating late. So we feel to be truly a trend, you need to shift the cultural zeitgeist. And so while these other like kind of more faster fads on other platforms are fun, they just don't really have the staying power to leverage for marketers. So brands are taking advantage of Pinterest Predicts by integrating them into their marketing. Think about the way they have their marketing come to life through merchandising in actual retail locations, helping them create their editorial content calendars. They're, of course, buying ad packages on Pinterest to associate with these trends. But I think what's really interesting is a lot of brands are actually using it to help with product development. And I think there's a lot of rich opportunity there, especially because of the staying power of the trends.
Wonderful. Thank you. I'm also seeing questions on color. So this is a question for you, Sydney. Are there specific trending color schemes?
Yes. So every year while we research the predicts trends, we also identify the top 5 trending colors. We call it the Pinterest palette. How do we determine these colors? We really zero in on terms related to color specifically like cherry red fashion and soft yellow aesthetics. And then we map the trends and color clusters against first-party platform pin color data and looking at actions like saves and other signals, we are able to see which colors are really driving engagement over time. This year, the colors are cherry red, of course, dill green, butter yellow, or indigo, and alpine oat. And to find out more, I believe we'll be sharing our recent announcement about the launch of the Pinterest palette.
Wonderful. Thank you. I'll also drop this in the chat so folks can find out more about Pinterest palette. I'm also seeing questions on inclusivity specific to Pinterest. So this is a question for you, Stacy. How does Pinterest aim to be more representative and inclusive in their imagery?
Yeah, I mean, Pinterest is continuously investing in products that allow people to find inspiration that resonates with them personally. And so, so they know that Pinterest is a place for them. And we really have a long history of creating products to help people see themselves on Pinterest, from hair pattern to skin tone ranges to our newest body type technology. So in 2024, we launched an innovative new tool called Body Type Ranges, which gives users the opportunity to self-select what types of bodies are featured in their search results for women's fashion and wedding ideas. So users can actually select between 4 different body type ranges to get those customized search results that better reflect, themselves. We also have another tool in Inclusivity Toolkit, which is skin tone options. So when searching for beauty and hair options, and when searching for hairstyles on Pinterest, it'll be, again, more in tune to your personal preference. And then our research, it just shows in general that users want to see diverse content on our platform, and they want the ability to hone in and make those searches more inclusive and relevant to them. So we're already seeing that people who use body type ranges had 66% higher engagement rate per session than those who haven't used the tool. So it's really a win for both Pinterest in that we're giving our customers, our consumers, what they want and need, but it's also a win for advertisers because they're actually able to meet consumers who are more engaged with the platform.
Wonderful. Thank you. And this is the question for Cindy. I thought it was hilarious, but why didn't pickleball make the list this year?
Oh, okay. Well, pickleball had a really big year in 2024. However, our Pinterest predicts trends are forward-looking. So we identify trends that are not just hot right now, but will hopefully grow in 2025. That's why we call it our Not Yet Trending report.
Thank you. And we have a question in the chat as well, which is who names the trends? They're so creative and fun and descriptive. I'll answer that quickly. It is our in-house creative team. They do an absolutely fantastic job bringing to life these trends that we find through research and interesting visuals and copy. So they are the ones that name the trends. They're great. I'll pass this question. We have a question too on how do we act, like okay, let me pass this over to you, Stacy. Apologies, let me read this. As we begin to shift our focus towards marketing on Pinterest, so this is coming from a brand directly, how can a brand effectively identify and engage with their target audience on the platform?
Yeah, so we have a ton of resources available on business.pinterest.com that will go into tactical tips, and you can leverage to sharpen your strategies and tactics. I encourage everyone to take a look. There's lots of questions in the chat that we won't be able to get to, so that's a great resource for you to be able to look for your specific situation. And I also recommend signing up for our e-learning courses at Pinterest Academy for the specific skill which you want to build. And while you're there, you can also work towards an assortment of becoming Pinterest certified. Again, just to really make sure that you're able to leverage the best of the platform, we really would recommend our educational platforms.
Thank you so much. Pinterest Academy puts on these wonderful webinars for you, and they have lots of resources online. We'll be sure to follow up in the email with those links. This is a question for Sydney specifically. Any wellness or skincare trends that you're seeing out there? How do consumers use Pinterest for like their general wellness goals?
Absolutely. So we have a trend in the report that we did not present today, but if you head to pinterestpredicts.com, you'll definitely see it. It's actually one of my personal favorites. It's called Goddess Complex. It's a wellness and beauty trend that really celebrates a luxurious and empowered approach to beauty and self-care, because we believe in 2025, self-care will be very much fueled by female empowerment, and everything will very much be a muse moment, from gold facials to goddess braids and nail designs.
Wonderful. I also see a question about holiday. Which of these trends, perhaps maybe Stacy, you can answer, which of these trends do you think are most applicable to holiday, or Sydney as well?
So I can definitely take that. I think there are a few. I think a really great one would be cherry coated. It's very festive, very vibrant. And I think it's just a very relevant color during the holiday time of the year. As well as pickle fix. And as you're thinking about, hosting your holiday events, the type of drinks you want to pull together, type of menu you want to pull together, don't shy away from pickles. Again, they're going to be very popular this year, so feel free to add them to any of your holiday menus. And even Rebel floats, of course, too. Again, when you're thinking about that beverage menu, don't shy away from the cream soda aesthetic, because it will be really big this year. But really, a lot of these trends can be applied to holiday planning, because a lot of them are very cross category. So if you think about one trend and you layer in whatever your objectives are for the holiday season, a lot of them are quite actionable for that time of the year.
Wonderful. Thank you. And because we touched on Performance Plus in the topic today, I'll send this question over to you, Stacy. I want to learn more about Performance Plus. Can you tell me more or point me in the right direction?
Yeah, Performance Plus is a really easy way to boost results, and it helps you as an advertiser balance performance and control. And it's really as simple as just toggling it on. You toggle on Performance Plus in the ad manager, and it'll let AI and automation do as much of the heavy lifting as you want. Just basically incorporates all our best practices already into the product. So you don't need to do a lot of that manual work. But if you would prefer to, you have that option too. So find out more about that on our business site. But again, Performance Plus really helps you drive performance.
Great. Okay, folks, it looks like we're at time. We answered quite a lot of those. I hope we touched on most of the questions that we're seeing come through the Q&A. That is all the time we have for today, and that wraps up our Predicts webinar. So thank you to our panelists and our speakers today for sharing their knowledge and info with everyone on this call. Thank you all for attending and joining this session, and we hope you'll have a great rest of your day.
And if I listen, I can hear you through my radio.